Hey everyone, welcome back to Genai Sports News. I'm Genai, and we are kicking things off with a match that has the entire football world buzzing. According to both Sky Sports and BBC Sport, France and Norway are set to go head-to-head at Boston Stadium on Friday. And that means only one thing. Kylian Mbappe versus Erling Haaland, live at the World Cup. Now, both Sky Sports and BBC Sport are calling this the next great football rivalry. The kind of generational clash we hadn't really seen since the Messi-Ronaldo era. And honestly, they're not wrong. These are two of the most dominant forwards on the planet right now. And this is the biggest stage in sport. BBC Sport is asking the question everyone wants answered. Who is actually more important to their country? Is it Mbappe, the heartbeat of an incredibly talented French side? Or Haaland, who almost single-handedly carries Norway's World Cup hopes on his shoulders? Sky Sports notes that both big stars have shone brightly in this tournament so far, and this Friday night clash could be the defining moment of the entire group stage. Football doesn't get much bigger than this, folks. Stay tuned. All right, let's talk Premier League transfer business, because it is absolutely popping off right now. First up, ESPN is reporting that Arsenal are preparing to make a formal offer to sign Newcastle United midfielder Bruno Guimarães. Now, if you follow English football at all, you know Bruno is one of the best box-to-box midfielders in the Premier League. He's powerful, technically gifted, and an absolute engine in the middle of the park. If Arsenal can pull this one off, it would be a massive statement signing for the Gunners. But that's not the only blockbuster midfield deal making headlines. Also from ESPN, Manchester City have agreed what is described as a club record deal to bring in Nottingham Forest and England midfielder Elliot Anderson. That is huge. A club record fee from Manchester City for a young English midfielder tells you everything about how highly they rate this guy. ESPN describes Anderson as a player who quite simply does it all: pressing, passing, scoring, creating. City have clearly identified him as a cornerstone for their midfield for years to come. Two massive midfield moves, one transfer window. The Premier League arms race is very much alive and well. Okay, switching over to the hardwood now, because what happened in the WNBA on Wednesday night was absolutely extraordinary. ESPN is reporting that Toronto Tempo guard Marina Mabrey had one of those once-in-a-career performances, finishing with 53 points to match the all-time WNBA single-game scoring record. Let that sink in, 53 points. In one game. And it wasn't just the volume, it was how she did it. ESPN notes that Mabrey was described as being hot from, and I quote, honestly everywhere. And the numbers back that up. She also drained 9 three-pointers in the game, tying yet another WNBA record. The Tempo absolutely dominated, cruising to a 125-97 blowout victory over the Los Angeles Sparks. This is the kind of performance that stops people mid-scroll. 53 points. Record-tying. Lights out from deep. Marina Mabrey just announced herself to the entire sports world. And if you're not watching WNBA basketball right now, you are genuinely missing out. Now here's a story that has the tennis world completely divided. And honestly, I am here for the debate. Sky Sports is asking the question: is Serena Williams brave or bold to attempt a Wimbledon singles comeback at the age of 44? For context, Serena, a 23-time Grand Slam champion and arguably the greatest female tennis player of all time, has recently only competed in doubles matches. And now, she's reportedly going for it in singles at the most prestigious grass court tournament on earth. Sky Sports frames it as a game-changer moment, calling her a trailblazer and a history maker, but also raises the very valid question of whether she can genuinely compete at this level after such a significant break from singles competition. Look, we're talking about Serena Williams. She's defied every expectation thrown at her throughout her entire career. Is it a risk? Sure. But is it brave? Absolutely. The question is, can she back it up on the court at the All England Club? Wimbledon just got a whole lot more interesting. All right, back to World Cup action now. And Sky Sports has the report on one of the wildest finishes we've seen at this tournament. Already eliminated Turkey pulled off a stunning 3-2 victory over World Cup co-hosts the United States of America, and they did it with a goal in the 98th minute. The 98th minute. Now, the result doesn't change Turkey's tournament fate. They're already heading home. But for the USA, it's a reality check. The co-hosts still advance as group winners, and they'll now face Bosnia-Herzegovina in the round of 32. But conceding a last-gasp winner to an eliminated side? That's the kind of performance that will have the coaching staff looking very carefully at the tape before the knockouts. Sky Sports describes it as a thrilling victory, and you can imagine what it meant for Turkish pride to go out swinging like that. No fairy tale for the hosts today, but the round of 32 awaits. The USA will need to be sharper if they want to go deep in this tournament. Let's head to the golf course now, and specifically to Hazeltine, where the Women's PGA Championship is underway, and what an opening round it's been. Both BBC Sport and Sky Sports are reporting that Ina Yoon matched the best score in the entire history of this event, carding a remarkable 9 under par 63 in the first round. That's a record-equaling performance right there in the third major of the season. Yoon sits 2 shots clear of Australia's Karis Davidson heading into round 2. Now, notably, Nelly Korda, who has been chasing 3 consecutive major titles, stumbled in her opening round, according to BBC Sport, which throws the leaderboard wide open. For Ina Yoon, this is a statement round on the biggest stage. Firing a 63 in a major is the kind of thing that lives in the history books. Whether she can maintain that lead over the weekend remains to be seen, but right now, she is the name to watch at Hazeltine. And finally, wrapping up today's show with something a little different, a really thought-provoking piece from BBC Sport, timed perfectly with Wimbledon season. The report takes a deep dive into the troubling phenomenon of pushy parents in junior tennis, and it does not hold back. BBC Sport highlights some eye-watering figures, including coaching fees reaching up to £1,000 a week for some young players. The investigation also covers accounts of police being called due to parent behavior at junior events, and the damaging impact of so-called overcoaching on young players' development and mental health. Critically, BBC Sport asks whether the system itself is partly to blame, whether the structure of junior tennis almost creates the conditions for this kind of behavior to thrive. It's a sobering read. Tennis is one of the most expensive and demanding sports in the world to develop talent in, and when the pressure falls on families, things can spiral. If you're interested in the full investigation, the link to BBC Sports piece is in the description below. And that is a wrap on today's show. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on Mbappe versus Haaland, and make sure you're subscribed to Genai Sports News so you never miss a story. We'll see you next time.